Terry Hibbitt died in 1994, and his story has been wrapped in myth ever since. The truth is, his early years were full of frustration. He called his time at Leeds United his wasted years, a period where a player of his talent sat on the sidelines, stuck in reserve team football while others took the spotlight. But here's what they got wrong. This same player became a Tyneside legend, a creative genius with a magic wand for a left foot, one half of one of the most fearsome partnerships in football history. The lie wasn't what you think it was. Terry Hibbitt joined Leeds United in 1965. It seemed like the perfect start. In his senior debut against Nottingham Forest in February 1966, he came on as a substitute and scored a spectacular goal. He lobbed the goalkeeper from 20 yards out. The crowd knew they were watching something special. This kid had immense talent. His elegant style and technical skill made him stand out. Despite having a frail build and bandy legs, he played cultured, intelligent football. But here's the problem. Leeds United was too good. Don Reevy's squad was packed with 12 full internationals. Players like Terry Cooper and Eddie Gray blocked his path to the starting lineup. Both were European-class talents who dominated the left side. Even in central midfield, where smaller players like Bobby Collins and Billy Bremner thrived, Hibbitt couldn't break through. He averaged just 9 league appearances per season during his 6 years at Leeds. Only 47 league games total. Hibbitt later admitted these were his wasted years. The system failed him. FA rules in the late 1960s limited squads to 20 players and allowed only one substitute. His fiery personality didn't help either. He dared to question Revy's authority. That kind of attitude didn't fit in the rigid Leeds dressing room. It was a golden cage. He had the talent to shine at the highest level, but the circumstances kept him trapped. His younger brother Kenny carved out a successful career at Wolverhampton Wanderers, which must have made the frustration harder to bear. In 1971, everything changed. Newcastle United manager Joe Harvey placed a bid of £30,000 for Hibbitt. Leeds accepted. Harvey saw what Leeds couldn't use. He told his star striker, Malcolm MacDonald, something that would prove prophetic. "Mal, I have just signed the man who is going to make the bullets for you to fire." Harvey understood that Hibbitt needed freedom to express himself. He needed a manager who would trust him. This signing would transform both Hibbitt's career and Newcastle's fortunes. The partnership was instant. Both players made their competitive debuts for Newcastle in the same game, just 2 weeks after the transfer. They made their home debut together in a 3-2 victory over Liverpool. MacDonald scored a hat-trick. Hibbitt set up the third goal, driving forward and delivering the final pass. The chemistry between them was electric from the first moment. They became close friends on and off the pitch. Harvey's bargain signing turned out to be one of the best value transfers in Newcastle's history. The £30,000 fee was nothing compared to the impact Hibbitt would have. Harvey later called it a portly sum, but it secured a player who would become absolutely essential. At Newcastle, Hibbitt transformed from a left winger into a cultured playmaker. His left foot was a magic wand. He delivered exocet passes, long distance, first-time balls that sliced through defences. He had an instinctive feel for the through ball that perfectly matched MacDonald's aggressive, marauding style of attack. Despite his frail-looking physique, he had an exceptional work rate. His non-stop scheming made United tick. The team's entire strategy revolved around him. They would invite attacks, win the ball back, and launch it to Hibbitt. He would then thread those signature passes into MacDonald's path. It was simple, but devastatingly effective. In the 1974 FA Cup semi-final against Burnley, Hibbitt delivered one of those perfect passes that set up a crucial MacDonald goal. Do you remember this legendary duo? If Terry Hibbitt's story brings back memories, drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more forgotten football heroes like this. Teammate Terry McDermott said Hibbitt made 75% of MacDonald's goals. MacDonald himself called Hibbitt one of the game's great passers who made countless goals for him at Newcastle. The numbers back it up. The partnership was built on mutual understanding and genuine friendship. But Hibbitt never got international recognition. He lacked the physique and perhaps the temperament for the England squad. The 1970s England midfield wanted ball winners, not elegant playmakers. The emphasis was on physical strength, rather than creative artistry. So one of the best passers in the game never wore the three lions. Others with less talent got called up, while Hibbitt was overlooked. It was one of the great injustices of his career. Hibbitt's rebellious nature became legendary. He and MacDonald were both 20-a-day men, smokers. At half-time, they were the first down the tunnel, lighting up in the dressing room. MacDonald later recalled that Hibbitt enjoyed a few pints and a game of dominoes midweek, yet still performed tirelessly on Saturday. He was up and down that line all match. His lifestyle would have been unthinkable for modern athletes. Coach Keith Birkinshaw hated the smoking. After countless ignored warnings, he convinced manager Joe Harvey to ban it. A sign went up above the dressing room door. No smoking in the dressing room. Joe Harvey, manager. The very next game, a Wednesday night fixture, Hibbitt and MacDonald sparked up at half-time like nothing had changed. Birkinshaw exploded. He demanded they put out the filthy tabs. The two players refused. They threatened to leave the club if they couldn't have a cigarette. The situation turned into a full-blown crisis. Then Joe Harvey walked in, cup of tea in hand. The team was winning 2-0. Harvey knew what mattered. He grabbed a felt-tip pen and changed the sign. It now read, "No smoking in the dressing room. Joe Harvey, manager, except Terry Hibbitt and Malcolm MacDonald." This wasn't poor discipline. It was brilliant man management. Harvey understood that keeping his two stars happy was more important than enforcing a pointless rule. He respected their quirks. He knew that getting the best out of them meant letting them be themselves. His laid-back approach and exceptional people skills allowed him to handle difficult personalities. Harvey sometimes calmed Hibbitt, the biggest moaner at the club, with a simple box of cigarettes. He had warned his squad when signing Hibbitt, "Mind he'll cause trouble in an empty house." But Harvey handled him perfectly. He turned Hibbitt's defiance into loyalty. Hibbitt's rebellious streak went beyond smoking. He had a fiercely argumentative nature. He frequently got in trouble with referees, missing games through suspension. He even antagonized his own teammates, offering unrequested advice that led to dressing room fights. In 1972, after a defeat at Molineux, all hell broke loose in the changing room. Hibbitt was at the centre of it. But Harvey never tried to change Hibbitt. He accepted the whole package because he knew the talent was worth it. The player struggled under the stringent discipline at Leeds, but flourished under Harvey's approach. In 1975, Hibbitt transferred to Birmingham City. He made 110 league appearances and scored 11 goals. He became club captain and led the team under Sir Alf Ramsey during the former England manager's brief return to club football. His precision passing benefited Trevor Francis the same way it had helped MacDonald. A funny headline appeared after a 1977 derby match, Hibbitt City 2, Hibbitt Wanderers 1. Terry had scored Birmingham's winner against his brother Kenny's Wolverhampton Wanderers side. The Hibbitt family had real talent. In 1978, Hibbitt returned to Newcastle for a second spell. The club was struggling in Division 2. He served as captain again, making 90 league appearances. He helped stabilise the team during a difficult transition period and mentored young players like Chris Waddle. His experience and leadership were invaluable. A persistent knee injury eventually ended his league career. From 1981 to 1986, he played for Gateshead, making 130 appearances and scoring 7 goals. He even served briefly as player coach and manager. After professional football, Hibbitt stayed in the North East. He demonstrated deep regional loyalty by remaining in the area where he had achieved his fame. He ran a milk round in the local area. He owned a newsagent in the old West Denton shopping centre. He served as a landlord, running pubs like the Diamond Inn in Ponteland. These weren't glamorous jobs, but they kept him connected to the community that loved him. He remained a Newcastle United legend long after his playing days ended. Fans would see him around town and remember the magic he created on the pitch. In August 1994, Terry Hibbitt died from cancer in Newcastle upon Tyne. He was only 46 years old. The tragedy was cruel and sudden. The smoking habit that defined his rebellious image likely played a role in the cancer that took his life. He smoked like a chimney throughout his career. So what was the lie? The lie was that Terry Hibbitt was just a troublemaker, a player who wasted his potential. The truth is, He was a misunderstood genius who flourished under the right management. He was the essential creative force behind Newcastle's success in the 1970s. His talent was never in question, but there's a darker truth too. The very thing that made him a legend, his defiant smoking habit, likely contributed to his death. The famous dressing room sign that celebrated his rebellion now stands as a tragic reminder. The non-conformity that secured his status on Tyneside was linked to the habit that cut his life short. It's a powerful irony that can't be ignored. Malcolm MacDonald said that no Newcastle player since, not Chris Waddle, not David Ginola, not Laurent Robert, has ever matched Hibbitt's superb passing ability. That's high praise from someone who watched some of the best creative talents in the club's history. His legacy isn't measured in statistics. He scored only 32 goals across 400 league matches, but numbers don't tell his story. It's measured in the memories of those who watched him play, the bullets he made for others to fire, the friendships he forged, the community he served. Terry Hibbitt remains one of the most underrated footballers in English history. He transformed Newcastle's attack. He made one of the greatest strikers in the club's history even better. His true legendary status comes from the transformative effect he had on partnerships, coupled with a defiant character that resonated deeply with Tyneside. What do you think of Terry Hibbitt's story? Did his rebellious nature make him great? Or did it cost him in the end? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and share it with other football fans.